Greetings, family. How y'all doing? Yeah, I'm gonna do a short video, man. Not gonna be too long, but someone has sent me this article. I can't remember who it was. I appreciate you. E40 was talking about music game need to change, man. And I'm glad because what has happened is a lot of the older heads in hip hop, they've actually been quiet on this subject, man, in regards to the music of hip hop, whether from the South or East Coast or West Coast. These younger cats coming in and, Midwest, and they've taken the art form down to such a level as to where it's not even recognizable with creativity anymore. Hip hop used to be about creativity, influence, positive lyrics, uplifting, as well as, street shit as well, what goes on in every hood across, America. And finally, man, someone who I consider a rap legend, a pioneer, and an icon, E40, he steps up and he gives his 2 cents. So basically, man, I'm finna talk about it and let's see what it is, man. Let's get into it real quick and see what's popping with it. Says E40 says rappers not trying to teach, uplift, or motivate should get out of our game. I agree. It can't be all showing off and talking shit. There has to be a balance. Now this article was updated back in August of this year, last year, 2019. So the original article was January 26, 2017. Finally, somebody came out, man, and as 40 Water say, spit it. And look at him. Big 40, E40. Few people are more qualified to speak on the do's and don'ts of hip hop than E40. Throughout his 30-plus year career, 40 has pioneered independent distribution, which is true. I knew his uncle personally, St. Charles in the Bay Area. St. Charles used to break a lot of groups back in the 80s and the 90s, man. Confunction being one of them, and a lot of that Bay Area sound. St. Charles was responsible for putting a lot of those cats on, including Master P. He's responsible for helping Master P get out there. And I used to talk to St. Charles on the phone all the time, man. And, dude was a real cool elder, man. Cool cat, man. Funny as hell. Keep you laughing, man. Rest in peace, St. Charles. Thank you for everything you've done for the game. But, he helped 40 to get out there. Throughout his 30-plus year career, 40 has pioneered independent distribution, endured countless changing trends in the culture, and has managed to stay relevant and successful through it all. That kind of longevity is staggering. And the more I learn about the career of Earl Stevens, the more I realize luck has had very little to do with his success. E40 is a brilliant businessman, an incredibly prolific artist, and at nearly 50 years old, the Bay Area legend still has a solid grasp on his purpose within hip-hop. In a new profile with The Fader, E40 shares some valuable insights with author Willie Staley regarding his insistence on remaining in the game. On the way back from the Warriors game, we were talking about his new album, The D-Boy Diary, and contemporary trends in rap music. And he mentioned something that bothers him. Rappers who do nothing but show off and talk shit. Quote, if you ain't in this game to teach somebody something, to try to uplift their spirit or give them motivation about whatever the fuck they're doing, you shouldn't be rapping, he said. Get up out of our game. And he's the game master. 40 tells everybody, the game must be focused upon. Game? You ain't got game, you ain't got anything. I asked him what sort of rap bothered him in particular. Bragging, he said, which can be 10% motivation, but the 90% is like, a lot of people ain't living like that. Man, at least show them how to get out of it. Teach them some business skills and some ways to flip the money. But nah, they don't want to do that. He continued, getting still more worked up. If you ain't doing nothing for the children, you a bitch motherfucker. Fuck you and whatever horse you rode in on. I don't give a fuck about your Bentleys, your Phantoms, your luxurious cars. If you ain't doing nothing for the kids, you a bitch boy. 40's animated indictment of today's overly braggadocious MCs is exactly the type of constructive criticism hip-hop needs today. This isn't a veteran MC saying hip-hop is dead. This is an MC still near the top of his game, calling out specific ills he's witnessed in an industry he's devoted his life to. And he's totally right. We've become all but expectant of the sort of amped up opulence E40 is referencing in his impassioned critique. The Instagram pages full of cash bricks and foreign cars, entire songs dedicated to copying whatever high fashion namesake is currently dominating the culture. Hell, Young Thug's Snapchat alone is nearly 95% devoted to using the flash on his phone to accentuate his latest diamond purchase. Flossing has been a part of hip-hop for decades, and 40 himself is no stranger to boastful bars. But as the legend himself pointed out, there needs to be a balance. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the fruits of your labor. But if you're not also helping others to better their own circumstances, you're doing little to help the culture and those that look to it for motivation. Of course, part of the motivation listeners get from hip-hop is from the bragging. It's empowering to see someone who once struggled rap about and enjoy private jets and overpriced dinner, but only to a certain extent. Not only does one-dimensional social media flaunting offer little to no explanation or motivation to listeners for how to achieve their own success, but studies have shown that it has the potential to do more harm than good for all parties involved. There will always be room for every style under the sun within hip-hop, regardless of what any detractors might say. But when an MC who's managed to wrangle success for over 30 years offers up some game, it's probably best to listen. And this article is by Brent Bradley. I'm in 100% agreement with E40. Don't get me wrong. I love NWA. I love the whole Death Row sound, as well as I love Wu-Tang. Still a Wu-Tang fan to this day. I'm a Dungeon Family fan. Some of them cats from Dungeon Family, Gip, CeeLo. I know them cats personally. Timo, Cujo, Sleepy Brown, I like pretty much all music except for today. The hip-hop of today is full of drugs. These young cats is overdosing. They going out of here, man, out of the world as fast as they get in the world, and they flaunt this drug culture, man. They're like being high and amped up on whatever the hell new designer drug it is the shit. This needs to stop. It needs to go back to real MCs, real skills, real lyricism, real track production. That's the key as well, man. Where is the T-Mix of Suave House? Where is 88 Keys of Rap-A-Lot Records, man? We need you guys, man. Where the hell are y'all at? Y'all need to come on back, man, and bring back this real music in, hip-hop. T-Mix was one of the coldest producers there was, man. From Suave House. 88 Keys was another dope-ass producer. A lot of people gave me my props back in the day when I was producing tracks, man. We need those real producers out, man. Where you cats at? And we need real lyricism. We need that shit. So, man, only the cats from the 80s and the 90s can really save hip-hop today. If it's going to be saved, it's going to have to come from cats from the 80s and the 90s, as well as, the early 2000s, man. Y'all going to have to resurrect the golden age, other than that. and keep these motherfucking squares out the circle, man. Y'all let these Jewish cats get up in here, man, and they done hijacked the fucking culture, and they done started, man, assembly line and mass producing these goddamn rappers, man, talk about these drugs and all of this type shit, man. Y'all have let these people, man, hijack the culture instead of circling around it and then really protecting it, man. This is something that we created. You understand what I'm saying? You know, when I'm talking about us creating, I'm talking about you melanated people, you know, melanin dominant people. This is something we created. This is an art form, man. And you have to be selective about who you let up in the culture, man. Because other than that, you're going to lose it. Just like we lost jazz, just like we lost rock and roll, just like we lost blues, just like we lost, big band jazz, just like, every other art form we've created, man. You're going to lose it. 100 years from now, shit, man, you won't be nowhere to be found in hip hop if it's still around at that time. So, man, this is a rally. This was a gift from the Most High Creator of the heavens and the earth and the ancestors, man, because it allowed a lot of our people subjected to, inner city blues, man, to better their economic situation and also better the economic situation of their family members and friends around them, and y'all got to get on your job, man. Real talk. Now, to, a lot of, Caucasian European MCs, those who truly respect the culture, didn't come in to try to be a culture vulture. First they dissing melanated people, whether they dissing brothers or dissing sisters, and now, they done jumped in our shit, our art form and making a living off of it. Hell nah, I don't fucking respect you because you a culture vulture. You came in, because you seen the money to be made. But any other time, you dissing, brothers, you dissing sisters prior to that, and all of a sudden now it's cool to get in. No, that shit don't fly with me, and it don't fly with several of others of us, man, who really know what time it is. So, this is a call, man, to arms, man. Get up and protect your shit, man. Protect your shit. And not only that, so-called quote-unquote African Americans, man, you have some of the largest purchasing power there is, man, in the quote-unquote American economy. Start boycotting some of this shit, man. Just don't fucking buy it. You gotta be careful, man, what you listen to, man, what you go into your ears, man, that affects your mind, because as a man thinketh, or as a woman thinketh, so is he and so is she. You become what you think. Guard your thoughts, because your thoughts become your words become your acts become your deeds become your character. Ultimately, your character becomes your destiny. So, people, man, need to wake up and start boycotting some of this shit. Quit putting your dollars towards that shit, man. If it's fucking garbage, man, if it ain't uplifting, man, if it ain't bettering our situation and our condition, quit fucking supporting it. Straight up. All right, peace and love. Ashe.